ran through the maze, nothing but seemingly endless hallways, one door after another. There was a speaker and a traffic light on each side of the doors. When the speakers announced, "Go," you were supposed to run, and reach the next door before the voice told you to stop. This process was to be set in timed intervals, but now the timing was unpredictable. Sometimes there were hours between the changes, and other times there were mere seconds. The path never diverged, never more than one door, and the doors behind you seemed to close forever. I briefly considered staying to see what might happen if I stayed when the door ahead of me shut, but I thought the risk was too great, and I can't remember almost nothing about this maze. I had passing thoughts of hunger and sleep, but these vices no longer seemed to apply. I felt as if I'd been running for eternity. I was not alone. There was once many who ran alongside me. We were young and joyful. We raced each other, expecting to be some kind of reward at the end. As the cycles passed, more and more runners were trapped behind the doors, never to be seen again. And this time, there was only me and a girl. She appeared younger than me, but somehow older at the same time. She had been running the maze longer than I, once far ahead than the rest of us, but now her strength was seemingly fading, and I had taken the lead. We never spoke to each other. Not enough time. Had to keep running. Stop. In the midst of my thoughts, I had almost missed the closing door ahead of me. A near fatal mistake. Once one was not supposed to think. It was a distraction. I dived through the entrance just as the door had made its descent. The girl was trapped outside behind me. She began to collapse into hysterics, slamming her fists against the door, shouting, "No! No! Please! God, no!" I could not see beyond the metal door, but I heard every sound. Her cries, soon interrupted by several thunderous, bellowing roars. Then I heard the blood-curdling screams as her body was repeatedly torn from, and finally snapping and crunching of flesh and bone. Tears began streaming down my eyes as I thought of those who had doors closed behind them, were simply taken out of the maze, perhaps trained to do better next time. There would be no next time for them. Now I was alone. I had no idea what kind of ungodly horrors resided between me and the closed door, but I had no intention of finding out. Go. I ran as fast as I could, hiding behind the safety of the next closing door, and then another, and another, and another. The pace seemed to be increasing in speed. The doors were like guillotines. They slammed into the ground with enough force to kill a man. And now that the evil nature of this maze had been illuminated, I now suspected many had. Stop. Go. Stop. I had almost missed the door due to the urge to vomit overcoming me. My entire body trembled, and the shaking of my limbs became increasingly hard to control. Go. The change was now coming to almost too fast for me to acknowledge. The door ahead of me was so close. I thought I could jump to safety and made another desperate dive. Perhaps yet was an end to the horror. An exit. I managed to dive into the door, but at a terrible cost. On its way down, the door had severed my left leg. Overwhelming pain began to rapidly drain my energy. This was the end. I knew that I would die in this hellish maze, alone, either from loss of blood or by whatever followed behind. I could hear them. One of them was sniffing at my disembodied leg. The creature picked it up and devoured it. The rest of my body would soon meet that fate. This final moment seemed to go on for hours, with the last of my energy as I screamed in pain, an animalistic gesture made in hopes that someone, my parents, a friend, or even God, might come to my aid. No one did. I was begging to pass out. The combination of such terror was accelerating my demise. I prayed that death would come to deliver me, to take me away from this nightmare before